Show's over. If you wish to live, I suggest you run now. This ship is still in the lower New York harbor. You may yet make it to shore if you swim for your life.
Damn. Boats, man. I really want to go on a cruise one day, but it is fucking horrible if some shit like this were to happen. God damn it, controller. You're fucking up the epicness. I'm sorry, people. Hold on. I got this. Whew. Yeah, Snake trying to get up out of there. Not even, or confront Ocelot, yeah. Because Ocelot is one of the few survivors also from the first game. The brawlicness.
It's been a while, brother. Who are you? You know who I am.
Liquid?
Not so young anymore, eh, Snake? You're drowning in time. I know what it's like, brother.
Love this dude's voice actor.
No wonder Naomi passed you over for the Fox Dive program. Ouch! Get out of my mind, Liquid! The price of physical prodigy. Few more years and you'll be another dead clone of the old man.
Key character.
Our raw materials are vintage, brother. Big Boss was in his late 50s when they created his copies.
Metal Gear Solid 5 dealing with that also.
But I
love playing through all of this. Now, if you were to actually replace your lost arm with somebody else, it's not like they would physically overtake you or mentally overtake you. This is probably the beginning point of where the Metal Gear Solid series starts taking a turn. Like, it starts adding these supernatural elements to it. Less more so in this game. You'll see it more in the third game and way fucking more in the fourth game. But it all fits it well, you know. God damn.
You don't have what it takes after all! You're going down, Snake, with this tanker!
That is fucked up. Now shit getting real. This dude's in this Metal Gear. This Metal Gear Ray that we've been told is like so much better than Rex or the one in the first Metal Gear, but you'll see why I disagree with that later. Do you really? Thank you. You really think that pistol's gonna do anything? They got the right idea with grenade launchers. Jesus Christ! Oh, shoot my pistol. I'm gonna stop Metal Gear Ray with my pistol. I'm gonna stop Metal Gear with my goddamn pistol. Oh God. Excuse me. Goddamn. Too tired for no reason. Liquid!
Otacon, we have a problem.
A huge one. The fucking ship is going down due to the Semtex, and this shit is activated. It's fucking flooding. This is where this guy's gonna add more flooding to this shit even quicker.
Snake! Snake!
Drowning, man. Gotta be one of the worst ways to go out, seriously. And this shit can swim.
Proceeding as planned, sir.
Ocelot's clearly leaving this guy alive.
Yes, at the location we discussed. Yes, I have photographic evidence of Snake on the scene. The cipher was most useful. I look forward to tomorrow morning's news flash. I would say the Marine Corps' plans are on indefinite hold. Yes, of course, Mr. President.
And we'll get into all that later into the game, of course. About who exactly he's taking orders from, and who is the president that he's speaking of, and that, and everything. I believe I talked about this a little bit at the end of my our Metal Gear Solid 1 playthrough. Yes, I will save gladly. Actually, good thing you reminded me, because I could have fucking. Oh, look at this. Look at it. Look at how fucking far I tried to go into European Extreme. Goddamn, 16 hours. I'm gonna hope this playthrough doesn't take 16 hours, but I'm pretty sure I was just fucking around at one point or another. Oh, during my first playthrough. Oh, look at that. We're at the hour and 30-minute mark. But I'm not going to quit just yet. I'm going to let this scientist had to make thousands of calculations to create the atomic bomb to determine its effects. Computers and atomic bombs, both products of World War II, grew up together. Information age. People. Information. Take it out. I can't see it.
Snake, do you remember the sinking of that tanker 2 years ago?
Of course.
Time skip.
Terrorists blow a hole in an oil tanker full of crude barely 20 miles off the shore of Manhattan. Your classic nightmare. It didn't take long for the government to put an oil fence around the whole mess. And then that massive offshore cleanup facility went up inside.
The big shell. I hear the cleanup isn't quite over yet.
It takes time. But in the meantime, the shell's become a landmark, a symbol of environmental protection.
Calling teams Alpha and Bravo. Deploy at the big shell as scheduled.
Approximately 6 hours ago, the big shell was seized by an armed group.
Do we have an ID?
Former members of the Navy SEAL Special Anti-Terrorist Training Squad Dead Cell. Russian private army members may also be involved. It's a highly trained group, and they have the big shell under complete control.
So anybody who didn't catch that, the tanker caused a huge oil spill 2 years ago. This is the shit that Solid Snake was on. This guy's just being called Snake as a code name. He's not Snake. This is actually writing that we're being introduced to. So it sunk, caused a huge oil spill, and this is the big shell is supposed to be this cleanup structure meant for obviously restoring the Hudson River back to its former state, if that's even possible, because oil spills are huge. It's been taken over by some terrorist organization, and you know, cliche shit. This guy gets sent in.
$30 billion. What makes them think they can get that much?
$30 billion.
Government-sponsored tour going on.
What do you think you kidnapped Chelsea Clay?
Hostages, huh?
A VIP from one of the major conservation groups, and one from our own government. The most important person in a sense.
The most important person?
James Johnson.
The president?
Unless the demands are met, the terrorists intend to blow the big shell.
Not the same one Ocelot was taking orders
And
from.
the crude will ignite, turning the Manhattan Harbor into an inferno.
That's not the worst-case scenario. If the chlorides being used to decontaminate the seawater go up with the oil, toxins containing catastrophic levels of dioxins will be released. In other words, the bay's ecosystem will be wiped out, and the sea will turn into a toxic soup for centuries, becoming the worst environmental disaster in history.
Yeah, oil spills are serious, man. Especially at the sea. Well, where else do they happen, right? It is always fucking crazy dangerous.
1. Infiltrate the offshore decontamination facility Big Shell and safeguard the president and other hostages. And 2. Disarm the terrorists by any means necessary.
Is this reminding anyone of anything? Very similar to the intro of the first game, is it not?
You should know that SEAL Team 10 is also conducting a rescue operation.
Is this a joint effort?
No.
Where's SEAL Team
Fox
6
Hunter
at?
needs a covert body. Don't alert them to your presence. That is an order.
This is Snake. I'm now inside Strut A of Shell 1.
How are things?
We're in luck. Looks like there are no sentries posted here.
What's the visibility?
The lights on the plant's struts are functioning. I won't have to use the IR goggles.
Any problems?
There was a brand new hole cut through the oil fence. There's someone else besides me that wanted to get in badly.
That's not possible.
What about SEAL Team 10?
They landed on the roof of the Big Shell as planned. And by the way, Snake, we're changing your code name for all following communication.
Yes, please do.
What's wrong with Snake?
Just a precaution. You are now designated Raiden. All right, Raiden. You've already covered infiltration.
Man, I wouldn't complain. That's a badass code
I've
name, too.
completed 300 missions in VR. I feel like some kind of legendary mercenary.
Okay, we'll skip that part. Make sure nobody sees you. If you need to, contact me by codec. The frequency is 140.85. When you want to use the codec, push the select button.
I know that by
When
now,
ready to
man.
reach you, contact you. The codec will beep. When you hear that noise, press the select button. The codec's receiver directly stimulates the small bones of your ear. No one but you will be able to hear it.
All right. I'll contact you if anything changes.
First, make your way to the upper section of the Big Shell.
How do I get up to the next level?
There's an elevator at the far end of that area.
Reminiscent, isn't it?
Use that.
Sounds good.
Your new sneaking suit uses electrofiber technology, a byproduct of fiber optics research. The texture isn't far removed from rubber, but the material protects against a wide range of toxic substances. The suit itself has a wide array of built-in sensors. It is referred to as smart skin in military R&D. Data about damage to different regions of the body, including blood loss, is exchanged between the suit and the intravenous nanomachines to create a feedback system.
Nanomachines.
Relax. The suit applies varying pressure to major internal organs to maximize performance and safeguard their functions. They call this the skull suit in Foxhound.
Skull suit seems appropriate somehow.
The hatch with a circular handle will open into the elevator area. Locate the hatch first.
Copy that. Moving on to main mission objectives.
Jesus Christ, I'm gonna be able to play. Well, first things first, we gotta scavenge. It must be scavenge. Check the way this guy runs. Completely new character here. And a lot of people did not like this guy. At first when he was first introduced, because, you know, people wanted to play as Snake, simply put. So I was like, who the fuck is this guy? I don't want to play as this fucking this guy who is nowhere near as cool as Snake. And actually, I'm going to go under. What do you want?
Got your feet wet? These are the basic controls for swimming. Stroke the water and move forward by pushing the punch button. Push it in rapid succession to swim faster. Change your heading with the left
Who is
stick.
calling me right now? I do not have time for this.
Down takes you lower. Left and right to face those directions. The O2 gauge will appear under your life gauge while you're underwater.
There's no time for
the
this.
Gauge corresponds to the amount of air you can hold from a single deep breath. Once the O2 gauge falls
I apologize,
to zero,
guys.
the life gauge will start to drop. You need to be aware of that.
Alright. Instead of that, now, okay. No, alright, I remember how to swim, more or less. I am down here because I'm pretty sure there's an item that I can get. There, oh, there it is right there. Thermal goggles, which is always important in a Metal Gear game. Alongside night vision goggles. At certain points, they can make certain portions very, very much easier. Very much easier. So very easier. Whatever. I'm gonna play a little bit of this. I know exactly where I'll stop. So it's gonna be, I'm gonna assume like maybe 10 more minutes. Just trying to bust out some of like the beginning cutscenes.
Colonel, I've sighted an enemy sentry. AN-94 and a Makarov. Those grenades, all his equipment, is Russian-made.
Must be a Gerlukovich man.
Gerlukovich?
A Russian private army that was in line to work with the Shadow Moses takeover group 4 years ago.
What's their stake in this one?
They must have made a deal, an arrangement with the terrorists. They've become a band of mercenaries, an army without a country.
Alright. What's funny is because you heard this guy getting like punched up when we first was opening the door, and now all of a sudden he's just got up and just started walking away like, fuck it, I guess this is the normal shit here. That's Metal Gear for you.
Colonel, there's definitely another intruder in here besides me.
That's not a possibility.
Not a team. Looks like a solo job.
One man.
We may not know
One
who he is,
man.
but he managed to take care of every sentry in the area. They're all out cold. Whoever he is, he's got some skills.
We need to get an ID. But for now, you can take advantage of the situation and get to work. There's a terminal in front of the elevator. A node.
Did you say nerd?
Not nerd.
Some of the voice acting in the beginning with the codex
Use
is
the
rough,
node
I know.
to gain access to the Big Shell's facilities network.
Then what?
Pull up the map of the structure. That'll let you activate the Soliton radar.
The Soliton radar?
Solitary, oh my
The
god.
radar came in useful during VR training.
A radar system uses biological magnetic fields as input. These estimated enemy positions are projected onto a map according to reference points collected via GPS signals and field personnel reports. We need to get to the map through the Big Shell's node to put this data processing to practical use. The node unit is about 3 feet high. Should be colored blue. Each area has at least one.
How do I gain access?
Just
go up
push
to
the
it and touch
action
it.
button in front of the node. The nanomachines in your body will take care of the security clearance and allow you access to the node.
I'm gonna try and not make that a fucking
Complete the
repeat
procedure
throughout the whole
before those
series.
sentries gain consciousness. If they spot you,
I watched
you
too
won't
much
be able
to
to gain
Best
access
Friends
for a
play.
while. Stay on guard.
Got it.
Alright, so after I get up this elevator, that's when I'll call it a session, because we get like one long ass fucking another one after that. Like a long ass dialogue codex scene, and then that way with next session we won't have to like start off fucking, you know, talking. Oh. Sounds like it sucked. And this is called a node, as you heard earlier, and this is how we'll be having to getting the map for the... Hey, I don't want that. Backspace. I don't want the space there. Like the underscore. Okay. J-Rob. Nah, fuck that. We are iBluairJgR. You'll see why I have to fill out all this later. Okay. Birthday. I was born on October 4th. I don't know why they assumed my nationality was in the UK. But that is interesting. USA. Blood, yes. Okay, there we go. Back to the title screen. No, whoa! I want to go back to the title screen. What the fuck am I doing?